Are you a dude bro gamer who finds Japanese text or just Japanese games in general difficult? Do you like your games with a little bit more hardcore violence? Violence for the win. I mean, how can you go wrong with a Japanese pre-teen 58 hit killing spree combo? Or you can then just have the old classic racial killings. But then again, we all know that Japanese games are respected for their high class their high class gameplay, and definitely not their preteen demon boobs. Although we do like demon boobs. What's good YouTube? It's your boy Axel Rose, aka the Gaming Cayman Rider, aka so stoked for Street Fighter 5 and still that Shogun with the slogan. And if you don't know where it's been, you don't know where it's going. And I'm back with another video. Now today it's Monday and we want to get back to the Monday musing. And I want to do a slightly more community focused video. Now, my boy Hard8 made a very interesting video about the Sony PlayStation and its features, and I thought I'd just look at it in a more progressive angle. So without further ado, let's get onto the video. Let's rock. Now, for all my sensitive gamers out there in the community, this is definitely not a Hard8 bashing video. Even though I don't agree with everything the guy says, I definitely have a lot of respect for him. He's definitely been an OG deep in these gaming YouTube streets for a long time, and he always keeps it real and unbiased with his opinion. So I gotta give him some respect there. Now, saying that, his video was about PSN and its unreliability, and I do agree with a lot of points from his video. The fact that we're now paying for PlayStation Network and it's actually a proper subscription based model does mean that we should expect more in terms of reliability and just great service. They was already doing dope things when the service was free, and it was already passable as a good stable online network. So the fact that we should expect better now that we're actually paying for it isn't too far-fetched. But where the train of thought went off the rails, see what I did there with the metaphorical heat? But yes, where your train of thought indeed went off the rails was excluding the Microsoft and Xbox factor. The fact that Microsoft have had so much experience on the online field as far as consoles go, and the Xbox One still can't get it right consistently, means that maybe this technology is still untested as far as, you know, consoles go. And we all know that Microsoft have a much bigger infrastructure than Sony with the cloud and whatnot. So you kind of bringing up this whole factor and making a big deal out of it kind of sounds like a gamer crying. Okay, or at least it sounded like an excuse for a grown gamer to be crying. But when we see Microsoft, arguably a company with one of the most biggest online infrastructures in the world that extend out of gaming into their regular business, and their console can't get it right, I'm not gonna expect Sony to really be getting it right or leading the industry anytime soon. But should Sony be doing a lot more now that we're paying? I definitely agree with you, and I definitely think that's true. One thing that I did find funny is that you kind of implied that Sony aren't doing anything with the money but using it to recoup for their losses in other divisions. And I beg to differ. Now, you mentioned features that the PlayStation 4 is missing that was available on prior PlayStation consoles, like the ability to burn both music and movies to your hard drive, have custom background pictures, and appear offline. Now, one thing that I did find funny is that you said some of these features you didn't even want yourself. But another thing which I did find funny is that I think you totally missed the fact that those features aren't specifically centered around gaming. And Sony have done, in my opinion, a dope job of giving us gaming-centric features which are actually progressive and innovative. Like, look at the way the share function has totally changed YouTube. We have a lot more YouTubers sharing their gameplay and just basically getting out there and showing their skills, and even showing people how to play current games that they've loved in new ways. Gameplay recording and streaming to Twitch is definitely something innovative to consoles. And the fact that we can stream directly from our PlayStation 4s to YouTube live, is something that we can't even dispute the innovativeness of that feature right there. And those features are more gamer centric and more what core gamers kind of need. I love being able to save my defining moments in a match in Street Fighter, which I wouldn't have been able to save if I had a capture card, if I didn't have a capture card, you know what I'm saying? So Sony have definitely dropped the ball on one hand, but on another hand, they've actually kind of came with more of that force, you know what I'm saying? Like me, to be honest, I care, as far as my console is concerned, I care a lot more about having innovative features rather than just having stuff that I've seen before that don't really do anything to do with gaming. Now, I totally understand that some of the motivation for it is obviously to line Sony's pockets, especially when it concerns the movies and stuff like that. But that doesn't make, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make much sense why we can't burn our own stuff. But at the same time, Sony, the trade-off is that Sony are actually giving us dope features that gamers would actually need. Like you said, what are Sony doing for you? For me personally, as you can tell, well, anyone that watches my channel can tell, most of my videos are done on a PlayStation, and because of that, they're more regular. So it is what it is. They're making my sub base grow. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and another thing that you mentioned, which I did think was funny, is that they don't seem to be putting any money into much things, and all we hear about is sales. And I don't know if you're aware, but the biggest fighting game of all fighting games is about to come out in a week or so, and that's due to Sony funding the project. Guess they needed money. They needed to get that money from somewhere, right? And all these other exclusives which are coming to PlayStation, do you know what I'm saying? Guess they needed money to do that, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Especially when we're getting so much exclusive exclusive content to PlayStation. They couldn't do that for free, do you know what I'm saying? So I guess this money that they're getting off the subscriptions, if it's not going to the network, it's definitely going somewhere. And it's somewhere that we can see, because I got Xbox One, I think the machine's dope, but you know what I'm saying? There's no Street Fighter on that console, do you know what I'm saying? There's not much happening there, do you know what I'm saying? Got Japanese games coming at the set left, right, and center on the PlayStation 4. And that's facts, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, do you know what I'm saying? If you've seen his video and you're watching this video, let me know what you think about his points, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment and stuff about, you know, the points that I've raised in this video. I think Sony have been doing a dope job as far as features are concerned, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've got the communities features that, you know what I'm saying, can put you in touch with people that are into the same kind of game as you. That's just innovation right there, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of other companies are playing capture right now, Microsoft. But anyway, you know, shout outs on the screen, holler at your boy. Yeah, make sure you subscribe, share this video. Peace.